I'm going to take a minute to discuss Common Sense by Thomas Paine and the Declaration of Independence. Kind of pick out a couple things from each of them. I apologize, I'm going to reference some notes, but both documents are speaking to the feeling of the colonists at the time, the American people, however we want to phrase that, and kind of what their trials and tribulations were at the time. Maybe their view of what government was supposed to be as opposed to what it was, and the frustrations that they had, and where they thought that they, as a people, could take the country and govern themselves. So each document sort of has a preamble that talks about what the cause of America should be, and that's specifically in Thomas Paine's Common Sense. The cause of America is in a great measure the cause of all mankind. Many circumstances hath and will arise, which are not local but universal, through which the principles of all lovers of mankind are affected, and in the event of which their affections are interested. The laying a country desolate with fire and sword, declaring war against the natural rights of all mankind, and extirpating the offenders thereof from the face of the earth, is the concern of every man to whom nature is given the power of feeling, of which class, regardless of party, censures the author. The Declaration of Independence has much shorter, but a little bit more concise. And when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, to assume among the powers of earth a separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them. So it's sort of setting the stage that these issues are not just American issues or British issues or Irish issues or any particular country's issues, but the issues of mankind in general. And sort of speaks to the yearning of freedom from man and what they think that they should be able to get out of their government. So we'll step into my next selection here. Both of the documents have certainly some drawing on faith. Thomas Paine obviously goes into great detail about faith and respect for God, and how God should order the structures of government, structures of man. Thomas Paine is a little bit more excited than the Declaration of Independence, but I suppose you could make the case that the Declaration of Independence did lead to an actual war. And Thomas Paine certainly stirred up the public in his pamphlet. Both of them speak to calling about a new government. Thomas Paine gives some suggestions. Obviously, we didn't quite create a government directly in line with common sense, but both of them talk about dissolving the bands that tie them together with England and creating something new that's meant to serve the people who would actually draw that up. And then my last little point here. How are we doing on time? Oh, I'm at 4 minutes. So much better than I thought I was doing. Hope you guys enjoy that. I had one more point I want to make because it was a good one. Oh, one of the more interesting things that I thought about Thomas Paine was that he's certainly stirring the idea that revolution needs to happen right now. He talks about how the country is in the perfect place. It's neither too big nor too small. It doesn't have too many ports to defend, not enough ports to defend. Talks about how England is not going to tolerate them building a man of war and so on and so forth. The cities are the right size, and basically calls for the moment and says the moment is now to defend ourselves and to throw off the shackles of England. And that's my little bit, and I'm off to commit tomfoolery for the rest of the day. Thanks, y'all.